You can take a seat, please. Take a seat there. Thank you. And I'm the IT director here at Reavis, and my goal today is, after the few slides that I go through with you, that you feel comfortable enough with remote learning and how it relates to your tech needs, right? Especially your Chromebook, okay? So if you have any of those types of questions, please don't hesitate to ask. Okay, so we'll start with Chromebook Care. Last year, around this time, you started school and you got probably into a routine of any time that you got finished with your homework, it was time to go to bed, you plugged in your Chromebook so it was fully charged the next day. That's a routine probably most kids do. This year's going to be a little different. Some days you're going to be here in school, other days you're going to be at home. My advice to you is stick with that routine. Keep going with plugging it in the evening, even if you're going to be at home the next day learning, because in case you forget it was the wrong day and now you got to go to school, that you still have a fully charged Chromebook. You're going to need it for the next day at home anyway. Okay? So stick with that routine of plugging in your Chromebook every night before you go to bed. Along the lines of plugging in the Chromebook, if you have a charger issue, please contact us. Like you've lost your charger and that's why it's been sitting there all summer, the Chromebook, not using it, because you will, like I said, you will need your Chromebook, especially this year, every day. Chargers do cost $25, but we can get you a replacement charger. Also, make sure, just a quick reminder, don't share your Chromebooks. Make sure you're using your Chromebook all the time. And don't feel so bad about this. We understand that sometimes accidents happen. If you have a damaged Chromebook, right, the screen's broken, and you can't see any presentations, don't feel like, oh my God, I'm going to have to pay for it if I go in and get it fixed. You pay for insurance enough to at least 1 or 2 times, depending on how much it costs, 1 or 2 times to get that Chromebook fixed. So if you have some issue like keys missing or something like that, please bring it in when you're here in school at the Chrome Depot and we can fix it for you. We'll give you a loaner. Alright, so you have issues with your Chromebook. It's a little different this year than it has been in the past, in that if you're here in school on a certain day, it's easy. You just go right to the Chrome Depot. We'll give you the loaner. If you forgot your Chromebook, something's wrong with your Chromebook, or you don't have a full charge, we'll help you out. But let's say you're at home and all of a sudden your Chromebook won't turn on anymore and you don't have any other device to use. You need to email us at sos@d220.org. It's really important that you email IT and not your counselor or your dean or the group e-learning. You want to email IT at sos@d220.org. And here's the reason why. If you email, let's say, Miss Pearson, because she's your counselor, right? And she doesn't get to her emails because she's handling 10 to 20 to 30 other emails. She finally gets to yours, she sees that you have a Chromebook issue. You know what she's going to do? She's going to forward it on to us. And now, we could have had it 4 or 5 hours before. And the other thing is, when it gets forwarded, sometimes maybe we don't get the name of the student or the specific problem, things like that. So no matter who you send it to, they're going to send it to us anyway. So please, go right to sos@d220.org. One of our techs will handle it. We have all the techs get the emails. One of them grabs the ticket and will correspond with you right away. And it might be something like troubleshooting, simple troubleshooting. We can help you with a password that your counselor or your dean wouldn't know, right? So it's best that you go with us. And then the other thing is, if there is an issue like a cracked screen where you're going to have to bring it in, we can tell you the time that will be available in the Chrome Depot to grab them, because the remote learning hours may change, and the counselors may or may not know those hours, okay? So please email us at sos@d220.org. And when you do make that email and create that email, just tell us specifically what the issue is. Don't just say, Chromebook's not working. What's the reason? And you might not know, but if you do know, if you're saying it's not turning on or it's not holding a charge, that will help us, okay? Once again, sos@d220.org. All right, what are some other reasons that you might contact IT besides Chromebook? Well, the first one's the most important. With remote or e-learning, you are going to need internet access. My daughter has texted me now 17 times today. Today was her first day of e-learning for her school. She's a senior, and because our Wi-Fi is shoddy, she says, and she keeps going in and out, right? So I'm the IT director, and I'm having to deal with that at home, right? So if you, for one reason or another, whatever the reason is, Comcast cut your cable line, you're moving so you don't have internet for a week, Mom forgot to pay the bill so we lost internet for a couple days, whatever the reason is, right? Email us. We can help you by giving you a Kajit device. It's a little box that essentially gives you limited internet access, enough for you to get your schoolwork done, so that you're not going to be able to watch YouTube videos all night and things like that. But you can definitely get onto Schoology, get onto Google, and finish your assignments. We would hate for you not to complete your schoolwork for 2 weeks because you didn't have internet access and you didn't know who to ask, or you're afraid to ask. We'll help you out with that, okay? So just let us know, sos@d220.org, and we'll get you one of those Kajits. It'd be something like you check out like a library book, okay? Also, make sure you have an ID. We're going to get you an ID on that first full day, but if you lose your ID, that would be a time you can email or come see us. But problems logging on to any of the software that we use, Google, Schoology, IXL for like math and English, any of that stuff, you can also email your teacher and say, hey, Mr. Smiles, this is why I didn't do my last 2 days of IXL because I couldn't log it on. But he's not going to be able to help you with that, with the login part. We can help you with that. So also email sos@d220.org, okay? Okay, so how to log into your Chromebook? Might have been all summer since the last time that you went on there and you forgot. It's your Google credentials, your last name, followed by a period, then your first name, and your graduating class, and then at reavis.d220.org. Password, remember, is RAMS with those special symbols. And then followed by your password, your specific password, okay? It's important for logging onto the Chromebook, but also for Google information, that way to access Google, and Schoology. You will probably use Schoology this year more than you did last year because it sets up for remote learning. Schoology does, right? It's where a lot of teachers are going to send out your schoolwork during the days that you were at home. And the number one ticket that we get as an issue from students in our department is, I can't log on to Schoology. It's not letting me log on. And the reason is because the student goes to Schoology.com and then tries to log in, and there's no account under that name. And the reason that is because you're not going to our specific account, which is reavis.schoology.com. So my advice to you today, or the first day you go on to Schoology, go to reavis.schoology.com and then bookmark it. So you have it set every day right there on your Chromebook. Okay? And then you're going to use your Google credentials to get in, and you'll get to all your classes. And the last thing is, just a reminder, some of you, just by show of hands, how many of you had a teacher that used GoGuardian last year to kind of lock you into certain screens and things, right? Okay. Well, I would guess that teachers are going to use that even more often because they have the ability to do that even when you're remote learning from your home. So they may send a link to you to enroll the first or second day. You're going to need an access code. The teacher will send you that. It's different for each teacher. You only have to put that access code in one time, and then the teacher will be able to use GoGuardian with you, okay? Just wanted to give you a heads up for those that did not use it. You may be using GoGuardian as well this year, okay? Anybody have any questions? Okay, good luck this year, guys.
All right, guys, welcome back. My name is Rachel Cruson. I'm a guidance counselor. Those of you in this room are, I think, half me and half Ms. Romig. And I'll start off by saying that one of the biggest news in the guidance department this year is our alphabet has switched a little bit. So some of you that were the C's, I used to have CU, are now going to be with Ms. Romick. So our new alpha split is now Ms. Romick has A through DAC, and I have Dad through her. Okay. Another counselor that's here today that I'd just like to introduce, you can see her face, is Ms. Arnold. And then our other counselors are listed up there as well. A lot of you may see Ms. Schultz as well. She works with all alphas, and she's in our College and Career Center. Okay, so in general, you guys all went through your schedule earlier today. In general, what you should have in that schedule is you should have English, math, science, PE. Some of you will have driver's ed. Remember, we talked about that last year. That is based on your birthday in terms of who gets that driver's ed second semester. And then you should have 2 electives. If there is a problem with your schedule, or you think something just isn't right, we want you to talk to us about that. So reach out to us if you can and let us know what the issue is. Usually, I would say, come and talk to us. Those of you that are new this year, any transfer students, our office is in the library. So you walk into the library, you'll find guidance on the left-hand side. Usually I would say, please come to my office so we can talk. But this year's a little bit different. If you need to talk to us for any reason, send us an email. Okay? It's very simple. When you go into your Google email, you would either, if you're my student, you type in Pearson, my email will pop right up. If you're Miss Romig, you type in Romig, and her email will pop right up. So send us an email, and we can talk that way. All right, other ways that we're going to talk to you this year are 3 main ways. One is through our Remind 101 app. It's where you can text at Reavis 2023 to the phone number 81010, and we can text you important things that are happening for the sophomore class. And the great thing about this is you're able to text us back. Now, we don't see your phone number or anything like that, but we can get you that important information that you need to know. Okay, so we're really going to ask you guys to sign up for that, and if we have time at the end of today's presentation, we're going to have you go ahead and take your phones out and do it. Also, our Twitter handle is @Reavis Guidance. So if you have a Twitter account, please follow us because we will be pushing some important stuff out on Twitter as well. And then we are going to have a Google Classroom. So usually we would have homerooms with you guys and talk about important things in terms of career and that kind of stuff. This year we're going to have that information in Google Classroom. So just look for that in the near future as well. Okay? And now I'm going to pass it to Ms. Johnson.
Hi guys and girls, I'm actually not the school nurse, but Mrs. Carey is in her office and she wanted me to give a message to you, and she wants you to know to be healthy this semester, always stay safe. Come on and wake up, thank you so much. Sit up. Alright, and in order to do that, we're going to need to wear our mask properly, both over our nose and our mouth, even when we are on the school bus. So if you are taking the school bus, if you can have your mask on before you get on the bus, maybe at your stop. If you are outside, even if it's during PE class and you're unable to social distance, that means 6 feet apart, then we're going to ask you to also put your mask on. I know that it can be very difficult sometimes. We are human beings and we like to touch our face and touch our body parts and, like arms and stuff like that. We have to try to just leave our hands where they are, not touch our face, not touch our mask. If you have your cloth mask, anyone in this room did not get their cloth masks? Okay, so you were given 2 by Reavis High School. If you didn't get it, please see me afterwards. If you take those home, if you can wash them, dry them, and then wear your mask if they're disposable, go ahead and throw those away after 1 full day of use. When you replace your mask, after a mask break, then make sure that you sanitize or wash your hands before you put it back on your face. Practice social distancing. I know that, like for me, I am super excited to see all my coworkers. I'm super excited to see you guys, and we want to talk to each other, and sometimes it can be hard with this mask on. We feel like we got to get close to each other, but we are asking you to stay 6 feet apart when you're walking through the halls. Wash and sanitize your hands often. We're going to keep saying that over and over and over, right? We've got to wash our hands for 20 seconds. There are 2 restrooms open in the building, one for males and one for females, but they are in the main hallway. You can use either one of those, 2 to 3 people in at a time. If it's an emergency, you can go ahead and ask a hall monitor and they will open those up for you. Really important here, guys and girls, do not come to school if you are not feeling well. Do not come to school if you are sick, and make sure that we get a parent to call you in, okay? Here are your deans. There are 4 of us. So you guys, in the beginning part of the alphabet, you will have Mr. Bucko. You saw today that when you were entering the building that there was a new procedure to get in. You all answered no to all the questions, and you had your temperature taken, and that's how you enter the building today, through one of these doors. When you start on Monday, you are going to enter through the bus riders. If you're taking the bus, that's the patio, or you will be entering through the main office. In-person learning starts at 8 a.m., so we're asking for you to get to Reavis High School at 7:45 so that you have ample time to get through that line and get to your classroom on time. Really important here, we have remote days, right? And last semester, when did you guys log in by? 11, right? And a lot of kids, they logged in and then they went back to bed. You are in charge of your education. It is going to be whatever you make it. And it is not an ideal situation. But the entire world is dealing with the same problem. You are responsible for you. And you may only be 15 or 16 years old. But if you stay positive and you keep at it, you are going to get out whatever you put into it. So school starts 5 days a week at 8 a.m. At 8 a.m. And that doesn't mean log in and then go back to sleep. That means log in. We are all together going to get our day started. If we are in the building, we have 5-minute passing periods. You don't have lockers this year, you're not going to be using your locker. No congregating in the halls, and unfortunately, no socializing with our friends. So we've got to get to class as soon as possible. We just got to keep it moving. I truly believe that when you signed up for in-person learning, it's because you want to be here, and I know that we want to have you here. So I don't think we're going to have any decision problems. If we do, it's case by case, right? Stay positive and make good choices, guys and girls. And we are always here to support you, so whatever you need, contact your dean or your guidance counselor, okay? Have a good one.
All right. Hello, everyone. I'm the athletic director, Mr. Morak. Activities director. Coming on out here is Mr. Whitting. We're here to talk to you about what to do after school, the activities after school. So, how many people by show of hands have played a sport or been in an activity? All right, good, good. Those of you with your hands down, I would ask that you consider potentially joining a sport, okay? And then Mr. Williams will talk about the activities, but we have plenty of opportunities here for you guys to get involved. Our coaches rely on you. Our success is driven by your participation, okay? Mr. Whitting and I work together a lot, and we have noticed that the kids that are involved the most, both in his area and mine, and some that even cross over and do both sports and activities, are the most successful in school academically. So I always hear the excuse of people saying, well, I need to get a job, or it's too hard. We are seeing the kids that are the most involved, their GPAs are actually the highest. So please just consider joining a sport or an activity. I'm here to specifically speak on the fall, okay? But as you can see that the seasons have been broken up into 4 seasons. Traditionally, we used to have 3, if you remember last year. Because of what's going on, we've broken it up into 4. The IHSA has done that. We've had football players, girls volleyball players, and boys soccer athletes join fall sports because their sports were moved. And those sports are, I'm going to go through them and just let you know that they have already started. They started yesterday. Boys and girls cross country, if you wanted to do that today, they're out there at 3:15. They go 3:15 to 5:15. Our girls swim team, they're located by the pool. They're going today from 3 to 5:15. Boys and girls golf, they're at Water's Edge Golf Course, 115th in Harlem. They're going today at 3:30. And then our girls tennis team is going 3:30 to 4:30 today out at the stadium, 77th and Merrimack for the tennis courts, okay? You might say, hey, it's too much coming to school today. I don't think I can do that. It's just way too much to sign up for. The longer you wait, the less likely you're going to be part of that team, okay? Like I said, we had kids that signed up and came out yesterday. We're hoping that you come out today, okay? To do that, you might say, hey, I don't want to even be a part of any of those sports, but I like maybe some of those winter ones or later on. You can sign up at 8 to 18, okay? That's a new website that we have where you go in and you pre-fill all the information, all your medical stuff, your contacts, and then you pick which sports you want to play, okay? And those coaches will get a list populated of you wanting to join their sport. So if you are interested, go to that, find that. I sent you an email. It's also on social media. So if you're like, hey, I don't even remember what you said, you can go check your email or look on social media to do that, okay? I wish you the best of luck this year. It's good to see everyone. And I'm going to turn it over to Mr. Wade to talk about some of the activities that we have to offer here at Reavis.
My message is not much different than Coach Morris. Getting involved is really important here. He put up the list of Reavis Activities. If any of you were in activity last year and you feel passionate about it, you enjoyed it, you want to continue that experience, what I recommend you doing is email that sponsor or that coach from that activity and say, hey, I'm still out here, just want to know what is the plan this year for LitMag, all right? You know, if that's what you were interested in. What is the plan for the student ambassadors? Please let me know what we have planned, and they will email you back and get you going. We really have a slow roll here while we figure out things and what they're going to look like. Our NHS is already active and working. They're having their induction ceremony next week. We already have our athletes are getting ready. They probably are going to have a virtual season rather than a on-site season. Speech team is going to, I should say, it's already decided that's going to be a virtual season this year. Chess, virtual season. So all these things are still happening. We're making adjustments. So the best thing you can do is just pay attention. Check our social media platforms. Check your email. Check the Reavis website. If you haven't done so already when you were a freshman, put the Reavis High School app on your phone. That app is free, and what it does is it has your student announcements sent to your phone every day. And you bam, look at the student announcement and say, oh, look, there's a meeting, whether it be virtual or whatever, for this club, and that's how I can know I can get involved with that. So it's really up to you. My last message is this, and both of us feel this way. What you did freshman year doesn't define your track at Reavis High School, right? It's like, oh, no, I only did this, I only played football, and I only did this club. I passed fish in the spring, that was my path. This is a unique opportunity, a different schedule in athletics, like Coach Moran said. You can now golf if you're a football player, you can golf if you're a soccer player. You have different things you can try. If you tried these clubs this year and you're like, try new ones this year. Try something else. Get involved and make this a great year for yourself. Is there any questions you have for Coach Morak and I before we turn it back over to counselors? It's nice to see your faces, guys. At least most of your faces. Most.
Okay, guys, just one more thing. We're actually going to have you get your cell phones out. Okay, so some of you, they might be in your lap. But get those cell phones out. What we're going to do is, so we here to talk about the Remind Me app, and we're going to have you sign up for it right now. So all you're doing is you're texting at Reavis 2023. Okay, so at Reavis 2023 to 81010. Okay, so to 81010. So you're going to go ahead and text that. You should get a message saying, join our class. But you're texting at Reavis 2022 81010. And again, we're not going to have your cell phone number, but this is going to be a great way for us to just communicate with you a little faster. Okay? Nice to see you guys doing